start bopping like who's this? Vital that dude spits, sharper than steak knives from Roof Chris. You hors d'oeuvres get toothpicks. I aim to shoot shit, sweep up your whole block, no broomsticks. Yeah, when I touch mics, I come right. They like sun nights, get thrown like hung knights. Every bar's a gunfight, get one strike. Coke like Tiger Woods, fuck with too much white. Proud dream, my style mean. Wish I was here, see the next thing, they crown king. This that swag that uptown bring, 4-pound swing. You be down before the sound thing. You ask me, you sound weak, you not a threat. Like all tests, I don't stand too far from the best. Call hard invest, nah, I ain't the hardest yet. There's a few artists left, words for them, God bless.
Every time I touch my
Guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. Gonna do something a little bit different today, and I'm actually just gonna do a video on my top 5 favorite fragrance reviewers. I'm gonna talk about some of my favorite shaving reviewers as well. But before we do that, I just want to go through my scent of the day with you guys quickly. You know, we're coming to the real end of the summer here as of filming this. Actually, we're past the end of the summer. It's mid-September. New York's starting to get a little bit cooler out, which I love. So I'm sort of doing my last wears with a lot of my citrusy fragrances, and this one is definitely one that can be worn into the fall and even winter. This, of course, is Encre Noir Sport. Now, I don't think I've done the review for this one yet, but it will be up on my site if I haven't posted it yet pretty soon. Really like this one. People who like the original but sort of can't find an occasion to wear it might like this one a little bit better. They're very close, but this one sort of doubles down in the citrus, I would say, at the top. So you still have that dark earthy vetiver, but there's more citrus in this one. It's a beautiful composition. It's a beautiful bottle, and I think it's just a great fragrance. And now this one can be had around that $40, $30, $50 price point. So definitely check out Encre Noir Sport. So I wanted to do this video for a while, but I kind of hesitated because you know how it is, like doing something like this where you say who your favorite reviewers are, it can more often than not sort of be interpreted or misinterpreted as a slight to other reviewers. And if that's the case, it is what it is. But I'm just going to tell you this. I'm giving my 5 favorite reviewers who are very active in the community. In other words, guys I check for. There's lots of guys I like that just don't post a ton of videos for whatever reason, like Coach Rob is one of them. And so this isn't them. I watch a lot of reviewers and a lot of older reviewers. I'm not really up on the newer guys, so I'm just sorry. Like I only have X amount of time to watch reviews, and so these are the people that I watch the most. So no shots to anyone else. On the shaving side of things, I'm not going to rank those. Maybe someday down the road. But for those of you who are looking to get into wet shaving, I really watch 4 channels, and I'm going to link to those channels in the description. The first one is a dude who named The Stallion, and he's an Italian dude who really just does videos shaving, but he uses all different types of creams and brushes and soaps and aftershaves, and he has a ridiculously wide collection, a lot of knowledge. I think he also hones straight razors, and he's an Italian dude like me, and I just really enjoy his videos. So that's the first guy. The second guy is a dude named Busta, and he does this sort of battle of the shaving soaps where he'll pit them against each other, one half of his face with one half of the face with the other, and then he'll do like a shootout. Really like his videos. Rico is just a great dude, a guy who I was on Douglas, who owns Phoenix Artisan. I was on their podcast. Rico's sort of the host of that podcast, and he makes really informative videos. He's sort of getting into fragrances now, which I think is awesome. I've helped him with that. And Douglas too, by the way. His channel, you know, that's the guy who owns Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, and his love of wet shaving is unmatched, and so is his productivity. He's a million products out. He's always thinking about new products, and me and him are definitely going to be releasing one, possibly more things down the road. So stay tuned for that. And then finally, honestly, my favorite is a gentleman named Chris Bailey, the shaving evangelist, and he is seems like a great guy, and he does a ton of of artisan reviews a ton of artisan soaps. He does weekly shave videos. These are all great channels if you're getting into to wet shaving. So top 5 favorite reviewers. Let me just say, guys, that didn't make the top 5 but that I really like and I watch their videos. Cody Drakdock, love his videos. A little bugged out by his Dior Sauvage review, 10 out of 10, but I talked to him about why, and I just still think he has a great nose, and I think he's a great guy, and I love his reviews. Ryan Creed Frags, unbelievable taste. That dude has to me, him and Eric Hill have the illest collections in Fragcom, excluding Mark, and he's a great guy too. Ryan, or his name used to be Ryan, I'm sorry. His name used to be Creed Frags, I'm sorry. His name's still Ryan, but it's not Creed Frags anymore. Al Street Sense, a dude who my channel really got a big lift from him when he shouted me and Joe and Chad out on Street Sense. So I'm always gonna enjoy Al's videos. I'm always gonna enjoy Chad's videos. Renee, you know, I probably would have put Renee in my top 5, but he's doing videos again heavy now as I'm just sort of filming this, but he took a little bit of time off, took a little bit of pause from reviewing when he got married, and I love that dude like a brother, honestly. Like, I've had some really personal conversations with him, and I think he's got an amazing nose. Reminds me a lot of myself in terms of how he struggled to be successful and hold himself up. So I love his channel. And then finally, Raj in the UK, the guy that really sort of introduced me to Fragcom. I think he's got a great nose. And someone who I've been getting recently into very much is Lanier. Over in California. I love how he does his cocktails with his fragrances, and he's another one that just has a great nose. So those are all honorable mentions. So my top 5, let's just get into it quickly. Number 5 is Carlos, Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. You know, again, just a good guy for the community. He's always trying to help people out. He's always talking about newer designer fragrances and newer niche fragrances and newer indie fragrances, and you can tell like this guy loves this. Like, he's constantly going to stores and shooting from stores and having guest hosts and just giving samples away. Like, there's true passion in Carlos's videos, and I told him he's really one of the only 5 guys I watch consistently, and I wasn't lying about that. So 5 is Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. If you have not checked his channel out, please do. I'm linking to the shaving guys I mentioned and my top 5 favorite reviewers. Number 4, my man Greg over in the UK. Again, like, we came into this sort of together. I think in terms of someone having similar taste to me, I don't know that there's another reviewer that has my taste. Like, I seem to like everything that he likes, and he seems to like everything that I like, and so he's just giving me a bunch of suggestions, and I know I've gotten him into a lot of things. He loves Maxed Out. He's one of the first people to buy it, and I like his new acquisition videos. Like, I just think that dude has a great nose, and he's another great guy. So he is number 4 on my list. Number 3 is Fragrance Bros. You know, I think a lot of people, when Jeremy left, were like, what's Dave gonna do? You know, and I sort of wondered that. I was like, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna still want to watch this channel as much, but he's just really done a great job doing videos by himself, inviting guest reviewers. You know, he invited me, but it would be a little bit difficult being that I'm not on camera right now. So when that changes, and it will change, I definitely want to do one with him. He's had his wife, you know, he's had other reviewers. The crazy thing is, and he'll probably tell you, he knows this, I don't know that there's someone whose nose is least like mine in the community. Like, we smell things totally differently. He hates a lot of the things. I love Later Desert American. I love Interlude. Man, he does not like a lot of fragrances that I like. But I still really trust his nose, and like, he straight up stopped me from buying Dior Homme Parfum when it came out, you know, and I had to actually try it to make sure I liked it, and I did like it, and I was like, that's right, me and him have totally different taste. But he's got great taste, and he's got a great nose, and he's another one that just loves this community and loves smelling fragrances. Like, the people who I'm talking about are people who love smelling fragrances. So their Fragrance Bros, Jeremy and I, is my 3rd favorite channel right now. 2, Steven Redolessence, another dude who bought Maxed Out, of course, which I appreciate. That is not a prerequisite for getting into this list. You know, I don't think a few guys on this list didn't. So, but Redolessence, man, like, again, I've had interactions with him. He's just been a great guy to me. When I got samples of Maxed Out and I knew I wanted someone to talk about it first, he was the guy that I wanted. There was a mailing snafu, so he wasn't the first to actually talk about Maxed Out on camera, but I wrote him a letter and I was like, yo, you're the most honest person I could think of, so no matter how you feel about the fragrance, I trust you to be honorable about it and say whatever you want to say. And so I just again, this is a dude who loves fragrances and he has a sick collection. He's probably the nicest guy in Fragcom. I've never seen him in a tiff. He really avoids that. For him, it's just about loving fragrances, and I love that. So he's number 2, Stephen Redolessence. And number 1, guys, this shouldn't come as any surprise. It is Robes 08. You know, if Hero was still around, it might be him. Just because him and Mark were the two that really got me into this. But Mark just still does it year after year, video after video. His seasonal best of videos might be 4 seasons too late nowadays, but it doesn't matter. He gets them done. He does unbelievably detailed reviews. There's no one, in my opinion, that can hold a candle to his thoroughness and his love of Fragcom. He is the godfather of Fragcom. I still would love to know what the fuck this dude's job is. Hopefully someday. I joke with him, I was like, I know you're going overseas whacking people out, man. You're either a hitman or you're flipping coke or you're doing something crazy. But he's obviously far too much of a gentleman and a solid man to do any of that shit. So he's my favorite reviewer. If he likes something, it's enough for me to basically blind buy it. Don't love everything he loves. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of Leather Oud, Leather by Dior, and there's a few that I hate. Here the Arab by Montas. There's a few, but for the most part, I really love his videos, and I think he's always going to be the best reviewer. I don't think anyone's ever going to touch that. He's the Michael Jordan of this, and that's just the way I feel about it. So the Michael Jordan, the Nas, the Mike Tyson, however you want to say it, he's just the illest dude who did this. And so guys, that's it. If you have any questions about my 5 favorite reviewers, please feel free to reach out. I'm going to link to all their channels in the descriptions, and I'll see you real soon with more videos. You know what it is. My name is Maximilian, and I must know. Peace.